Returning to the CryptoQ media, I don't think I've ever seen so many positive developments about XRP and the XRP ledger come out in such a short period of time, which will actually help ensure the long-term viability of XRP and the XRP ledger, and hence, ultimately price. That would be the expectation anyway, right? And so the latest is a partnership between Ripple and ArchX, which they believe will result in 9 figures worth of real-world assets coming to the XRP ledger. And so the way they worded it, and I'll show you, as we get into the video, at least $200 million worth of real-world assets coming to the XRP ledger. And I'll explain why this matters if you're an XRP holder. Because again, it's like I keep saying, it's all about long-term viability. If something's long-term viable, that's because it's useful. If there's real utility, price catches up. Price catches up with actual value. And XRP itself, the native asset of the XRP ledger, is required for all of this. Literally, it will pull more money in like a vacuum. But before we go any further, I want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby. And just for fun. Alright, so here's the headline from the Crypto Basic. Ripple expands alliance with UK as first registered exchange to tokenize millions in RWS on XR. So RWS, that would be real-world assets, which has become a bit of a buzz term recently, which kind of makes me smart a little bit because XRP has been doing this since inception. In fact, the XRP ledger, and I know most humans on the planet will certainly, even most people in crypto don't realize this. But the XRP ledger is the first. It has the first ever world's first decentralized exchange. It's the first place that you could tokenize these assets. So this is not new to us here in the XRP community. But this has become the big thing. It's the buzz, and it just happens to be circling right back around to where XRP started, which I think is pretty damn cool. Frankly, that's good for us. Anyway, piece reads as follows. Ripple has moved to expand its existing partnership with ArchX, the first registered crypto exchange and custodian in the United Kingdom. Now, before going further into this article, I want to note something, just a little bit of table setting here. Some of you are familiar with this already, especially if you're into H-bar Hedera. You're probably aware of this, and if you've forgotten, then it's worth the reminder. But here is a headline from April 23, 2024 from Crypto News. BlackRock tokenizes, money market fund on Hedera, H-bar soars. Now, the problem with this headline is that that's not quite true. The news, it was misinterpreted. I'm surprised that this actually happened here. But it's actually ArchX, which this is the firm, the UK firm that has partnered with Ripple to bring 9 figures worth of real-world assets to the XRP ledger. They're partnering with all sorts of different entities and working with all sorts of different blockchains to bring as many real-world assets as possible to this ecosystem that has the overall crypto ecosystem. And so it actually wasn't BlackRock themselves that tokenized anything. And so at the time, that was a misunderstanding that BlackRock themselves did it and the price of H-bar soared and then it came back down. But it is the case that ArchX does have an existing relationship with BlackRock, and they did tokenize BlackRock assets on H-bar. That did happen. And it's not BlackRock that did it, but because there was an existing relationship, and out of the respect that ArchX has for that relationship, they let BlackRock ahead of time know what they were doing. They gave BlackRock a copy of the press release they intended. They said, hey, do you want to edit this in any way? Do you want to prove this? And so BlackRock was well aware of what was happening here, and BlackRock did approve it. This is not something that they don't want to happen. It's just that they don't have their hands on it in the way that it was reported initially. And so all sorts of crypto media outlets, most of them did, to their credit, correct the story here because this headline is just false, that didn't happen here. But you can see the reason that there was this misunderstanding. This is from the H-bar Foundation. And this is from April 23, 2024, social media platform X. Today we witness #RWA history as BlackRock's ICs. U.S. Treasury money market fund in the MEF is tokenized on Hedera with ArchX and owner, IO marketing a major milestone in asset management by bringing the world's largest asset manager on chain. And so I think that's the part that trips people up. bringing the world's largest asset manager on-chain. Okay, I guess you can word it like that. But people took that as BlackRock's tokenizing. That is not true. So I can see why there was a confusion. And it's just funny because all of this wording from what was reported from the RTX people, BlackRock did approve. So I don't know, is what it is here. But setting all that aside, this is now what's being done with XRP and the XRP ledger. So those same benefits, that's what's going to be coming over. It's going to be absolutely massive. So we're talking about tokenizing things like stocks, ETFs, money market funds on the XRP ledger. And as I said at the outset of the video, this functionality has existed from the beginning. In fact, there was a firm, I can't remember their name at this point, it was before I was in crypto. But there's a company in 2015 that, for instance, tokenized gold, so they were on the cutting edge. They tokenized gold, and that was being bought and sold the XRP ledger on the decentralized exchange. So we've been doing this a long time, as an XRP community. And now the rest of the world is finally catching up. But no, I remember saying half a decade ago, I want to start this channel. I said, we're going to be entering an increasingly liquid world. And I do still believe that. And everything under the sun is going to be tokenized. In literal, meaning I'm sure you could find things that it doesn't make sense to tokenize, like a ham sandwich. Perhaps, although maybe somebody will find a use case for that. They don't say it increases. It certainly increases transparency where you want it. It allows for trading 24/7. As long as you trust that cryptography works, you don't need the same type of constant monitoring that you would from a central authority that can increase trust. So there's all sorts of benefits to tokenizing assets, it just works. So anyway, Piece continues here. The goal of this extension is to bring a significant amount of tokenized real-world assets to the XRP ledger by next year. Specifically, Ripple and our checks are targeting in the range of hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, I'm no math wizard here. But if you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, then that would mean a minimum of $200 million, right? Somewhere thereabout. Because it wouldn't be just $100 million, they said hundreds, which would be at least $200 million. And the reason that this matters, as I'll delve more into in a second, is because of a metric that is crucial if you want. A coin that's attached to a blockchain to increase in value. The metric is total value locked, more value coming to the blockchain. And XRP itself is required for all of that. So more on that in just a second. And that's why I'm so excited about this. That's the reason that I'm excited about all the big news we've seen in the last few days. It's so much in such a short period of time, like I said, including the Ripple stable coin. We got some specific new news about that, including today we've got the XRP LEVM sidechain. All of these things make a material difference in terms of the long-term viability of XRP and the XRP ledger. The odds of XRP succeeding, which were already high. I mean, it's pretty well cemented in crypto, they just went up substantially. That's what I'm saying here. And price follows as people figure this stuff out. So please continue to. Ripple announced this latest development at the 2024 XRP Ledger Apex conference, where CEO Brad Garlinghouse and CTO David Schwartz were in attendance. According to the announcement, the move further establishes XRP Ledger as a prominent network for RWA tokenization. Notably, the partnership between Ripple and our checks began in 2022. At the time, our checks collaborated with Medeco, a company later acquired by Ripple in 2023, to provide digital asset custody services to its clients. Our checks is renowned for partnering with top financial institutions to promote RWA tokenization. Under this renewed alliance, the UK-regulated firm will leverage the XRP ledger to tokenize assets for these institutions. XRP, a Layer 1 public blockchain, boasts built-in capabilities such as tokenization and native decentralized exchange and compliance features. These characteristics make XRP ledger well-suited for powering institutional-grade financial use cases. And that's certainly true. So for every single asset that's in the real world that is going to be tokenized on the XRP ledger, XRP is required for that tokenization. The code requires for anybody that wants to interact with that, you need to set up a trust line. XRP is required for that. And that a ton by design. It's not a ton. It's to XRP currently to set up a trust line, but if you're bringing liquidity in the space, you're going to be perhaps trading getting in and out of positions.